Hey guys, so I decided to make a video talking about 3 reasons why vegans may be or look weak. Now there are lots of reasons, but I'm gonna focus on those 3. So the first reason is that when a lot of people that transition to a plant-based diet, they don't know what to eliminate from the diet, which is of course the animal products, but they don't know what their meal should look like right now. They don't know what to include and the nutrient content and everything. People are just, they're looking for what they can put in the diet instead of the meat or other animal products. They simply think the same way of what actually makes a meal. So they just go to processed foods like mock meats, different vegan cheese brands, and other processed substitutes. And some don't even do that. Some just live on pasta, potato chips, Oreo. They just live on junk food. And they don't eat any nutritious foods. You can be vegan and still have a very poor diet. Ideally, your diet should consist of mostly whole plant-based foods, which includes things like vegetables, fruits, legumes, seeds, nuts, stuff like that. When I transitioned to a vegan diet, I had to learn about what else I could put in my diet, what else is out there, and I found out a lot of new fruits that I didn't even taste, and a lot of vegetables and seeds and leafy greens that I didn't have a clue even existed. This year, for example, I actually tasted my first papaya, so as you can see, it's a learning process. It never ends. I mean, it's so cool discovering about new things you can add to your diet, and once you transition to a plant-based diet, you then see how much variety we have out there for us to eat. I remember as a child, I used to go to my grandmother's house after school every day, and I basically had like 3 options of lunch that I ate. So it went like this. The first option was meatballs or meat patties with cauliflower patties that my grandmother used to make, which were great. I mean, they tasted great, but they're definitely not healthy. Or baked potatoes and a small bowl of salad, something like this, which usually contained cucumber, tomato, and sometimes lettuce, and that's it. The second lunch was potato chips and fried chicken breasts, covered with breadcrumbs, and a small bowl of salad as well. And the third option of lunch that I had was pasta with cottage cheese and some sugar on top, and the same salad, of course, on the side. Sometimes I just had lettuce with lemon, but it was really like 2 or 3 leaves chopped in a small bowl, and you really can't compare it to what I'm eating right now. Today I'm eating at least 2 heads a day, 2 heads of lettuce. So 2 leaves is definitely nothing for me. So these 3 options of lunch that I had, this is all I knew. Like, when you think about it, as a child you learn from what your environment teach you, right? Okay, so I guess this is what I should be eating for lunch, right? This should be healthy because my grandmother lets me eat it. Now this is what people eat each day. People don't think about learning what's inside the food, and what you actually put in your amazing machine, this garbage. So when you eat processed foods which are not so nutritious, you start to develop all sorts of deficiencies, and it doesn't matter if you're vegan or not. I even remember as a child I wasn't so anemic, but I did have low iron levels and low hemoglobin levels because I didn't eat enough nutritious foods that, you know, gave my body whatever it needs, minerals, vitamins, phytochemicals and everything. And most of the foods in the supermarket today are just empty calories. Let's take your car for example. Your car needs fuel, right? But it also needs other stuff like engine oil and brake fluid and water and other things, right? So it's the same with your body. It's not just about the fuel, but also about the other stuff that your body needs. Now the second reason is that I see a lot of vegans that are involved in different physical activities that doesn't necessarily focus on building muscle or maintaining muscle mass. Things like yoga, tai chi, long distance running, swimming. Yeah, they do build muscle to a certain degree, but it's not their main focus. And sometimes it's not enough. Like you reach a point where you don't challenge your body anymore. And I'm not saying that there is anything wrong with those activities. I'm doing yoga sometimes and it's great, and you can definitely incorporate them in your training routine. But if you want to gain mass and grow stronger, you got to incorporate some strength training and more intense activities like weightlifting, calisthenics, CrossFit and stuff like that. A lot of vegans that I know, they don't do any of this stuff, and it's not like you have to be a competitive bodybuilder or anything, but everyone needs to include some strength training in their training routine. And if your muscles are weak, you will not be able to support your body and your joints in day-to-day activities, and it gets worse with age. So definitely incorporate some strength training in your weekly routine. The third reason is that people don't eat enough calories. I'll have to explain this because there are people that gain a lot of weight on a vegan diet, but a lot of other people that find it hard to gain weight when they go vegan. The thing is, when you eliminate the animal products from your diet, you typically eat less calories simply because animal products are more calorie dense and they contain a lot of fat comparing to other plant-based foods. And also the animals are fed with lots of hormones and steroids and stuff like that in order for them to grow as big as possible, so that they'll have more meat to sell. The more meat you have to sell, the more profit you make, of course. So when you eat an egg, for example, or a pork or bacon, you eat a lot of calories, but when you eat vegetables or legumes or other plant-based foods, you tend to eat less calories for the volume of food that you eat. So basically, a person can eat the same amount of calories in the volume that he ate, but it contains less calories. So it's definitely possible that he might be eating less than what he really needs and not seeing any gains. It really depends on the level of activity that you're involved in. If you're an athlete or doing some sort of physical activity, you definitely need even more calories in your diet. And it definitely changes if you're bulking or cutting right now, but you definitely need more calories than the average person. So you do need to track your calories, at least in the beginning. I know it can be annoying to track your calories, but you don't have to do it all the time. Like at the beginning you have to, because you want to know how much you put in your body. You want to know how many calories in different foods that you consume. There are lots of calculators out there that you can find online which will help you determine how many calories you need a day and the nutritional value of different foods. So that's it for this video. Make sure to lift heavy, eat enough calories and contain nutritious foods in your diet. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.